Hi, Mystery Baker here. Hope you're all doing well. This is a quick tutorial on how to make a fondant rose. Or you can make it out of gum paste, or you can make it out of flour paste. But I'm just going to use regular fondant. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to change the consistency by adding some Tylose CMC powder. Okay. And the great thing about this tutorial is you need no tools whatsoever. Okay, all you need is your fondant and a bag, and these, a pair of hands, and that's it. I'm going to show you how you do this. It's great for the beginner, and as you can see, I've made a few roses here, and I made them earlier on today, and they've had time to dry. I'll just bring one over for you. Can you see? Oh, that's picking up there. How adorable. And you can just while away the hours making these up, because once you've made them and they've dried, if you set them away in a container that's airtight, they will last for months. So I kind of have like a box full of little elements for cakes, you know, that I use as spares really, and they're there for me. So what you're going to need, I've chosen the colour yellow, but hey, choose whatever colour you want. And you take out your fondant. And then I'm going to add some CMC to this, all right, Tylose powder. Not a lot, and I'm going to show you how very little you actually need. Bring it over to the camera. Shake off the excess. Literally a dusting on the back, and that's all you need, I promise. And then fold in on itself. Just knead it through at first. This is just a small ball of fondant, and I tend to use the CMC in small batches. I don't do one big clump of fondant because it wastes it really, because it'll go hard. And then I roll into a sausage. I'll do it slowly, and I fold it in on itself and roll again. So I'll just do it quickly, but that's what I'm doing. I'm folding it in on itself. Okay, and so all of the CMC is incorporated, and I bring it back to a ball. All right, I'll cover it in the cling film, and I'm going to leave it there for 1 to 2 minutes. I'll be back in a bit. Okay, so what we're going to do, and I've started it off already. I've just rolled some balls. I haven't measured them. I mean, you can, if you want to be precise, you can use something like this, but I don't. I just guess. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to pick a piece of fondant. This is going to be quite larger than the balls that I've rolled. So I've got 4 balls in there. And then with this larger one, just slightly larger, if you can see in comparison, just slightly larger. This one I'm going to roll into a sausage, and then roll out the end and roll out the end, like that, and throw that into the bag. And continue rolling the balls. So just nip off a little bit of fondant. Okay, roll your ball. Now you can make these without adding the Tylose CMC. You can just make them with regular fondant. Okay, roll a ball in your hand. This is not complicated until all the fondant is used up. I'm not sizing them, I'm just averaging it. It doesn't have to be an exact science. And the great thing about flowers, especially roses, is they're all unique. So not one rose is the same as the other, so they don't have to be uniform. So I'm going to start with, get your bag, and bearing in mind it's inside. And with a finger, just with a finger, just press down. Press the fondant, hold the bag and just press that fondant down. So it's making kind of a oval, long oval shape. Okay, can you see? There. And we're going to bring that out. So bring that out. Come here, come here. Just be gentle with it. Just be gentle. Can you see? I'll move them out of the way so that the camera is focusing. Can you see? Yes. Yes. And then I'm going to bring this over so that you can pick it up with the end here. Okay, I'm going to start rolling it. I'm going to start rolling it. Rolling it along like that. Like a sausage. Can you see how it's coming along? And as I get to the end of the fondant, this bit here, I just push it down ever so slightly and push in. Like that. And then at the bottom, I'm just going to roll that gently in my fingers. And that's the bud of my rose. I'm just going to sit that there gently. Okay, sit that there. And then we bring the rest in. We start using these. I'll do 3. So I'm going to bring 3 of the balls along to play. Move those back. So move them there. Can you pick them up there? And I'm just going to do the same process, but this time in a circle motion. Holding the plastic tightly so that it allows you to move the fondant. Don't go too thin, but thin enough. I'll do another one while we're here. This is how complicated it gets. No tools, no masterclass. Simple. Okay, so do these 2 for now. So I'm going to take the first petal. These are going to be the petals. So I take the first petal out. As I say, just be gentle with it, like that. Just be gentle, and then close that bag back down so it keeps the fondant moist. And we bring over our bud. And bear in mind, it's still soft. Can you see the bud? And where the bud ends is where we start. So we pick up our petal. It's a bit sticky, but I should really have some cornstarch on there. Pick up your petal and roll it around like that. Okay. Yeah. And then if you want, you can manipulate the petal and pull it back, or you can pinch. See? And there's one petal, and just place it down, gently does it, and bring out the second. Bring out the second. As I say, be gentle. And where that petal ended, we kind of go half over that side. So half over that side of the petal, and then half over that side. Can you see? And just gently with your fingers, not a lot of pressure. And then tease it down. And if you want, you can make more than one indentation like that. See how it's coming along? And place it down. And basically you repeat the process. Now we'll keep on going. I'll do 2 more, shall I? I'll do 2 more, but you can keep on going. You can do 6. So along. And this one, press down, pulling the plastic quite tight, gentle, even pressure, going all the way around the edges. See how easy that is? This is ideal for the beginner. And what I used to do when I was setting out in cake decorating, I used to get my fondant on a tray, watch my soaps, and at the same time, well actually I don't watch soaps, but watch my shows that I've recorded and make roses. And it's very therapeutic too. It's really good. And again, if you want, you can nip. You see? I'm nipping that And I'll get the other one out. I'll get the last one. I mean, you can keep going. I recommend 5 or 6 petals. And then again, rather than where you've just put that new petal, which is this one here, I go a third around that petal, and then a third the other alongside it. And just roll it between your fingers. Can you see? This bit's getting long. And then again, manipulate. You can manipulate it. So you can leave it like that if you want. Or I like to just gently nip like that. And if you want, you can even put another one like that. And then if you think that rose is finished, I would actually put another one on, but just for demonstration purposes. You can then just, with the excess at the back, just nip that fondant off like so and lay it down, and that will dry off. Okay, that will dry out for you, and that's it. How to make a simple fondant rose, just using no tools, just a bag and your hands. And when I first set out in cake decorating, that's all basically I had was my hands, because I didn't have a lot of tools. In fact, I still don't. I make a lot of things by hand, and I know it's a longer process, but it's something I'm used to now. And as you can see, I've made various colours. I won't pick this one up because it's still soft, but there's a pink rose I've made, and a little yellow, little yellow one, and then a white one. There's a little one here. And you can make them as big or as small as you want. How pretty, how pretty, how pretty are those roses? And very, very effective. And if you stick around, I'm going to get the kettle on, but if you stick around, I'm going to show you how you can add colour to your roses, whether it be a little bit of glitter, a little bit of edible paint, or a little bit of petal dust. Back in a bit. Okay, I'm back. So, first of all, we're going to start showing you here how I paint my roses. Now, you can. I've got some gold edible paint. It's by Magic Colours. And I've just put some in here, but you don't have to. You can just put it on a plate. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start painting this gold. And the reason why I'm choosing the yellow rose is because the yellow rose, with the colour being yellow, it helps with adding gold to it. And what I'm trying to say is, if I added the gold to the white rose, it will take numerous coats. Whereas if you use yellow, it doesn't take as many coats. So I've got a little bit of gold paint here. You can use the powders and add a little bit of vodka to it. I'm just going to start painting. So we'll start on the inside, and as I say, just be gentle with it. I'm not going to just go in and do the first. It'll probably take a couple of coats anyway, but it takes better when you add it to yellow rather than white. And the thing with edible paint, one of the tricks to it is don't go over it. Once you've painted a part of the rose, leave it, okay? Because you'll only drag the paint off. So, okay, once you start, you've painted a section, just leave it. And there's one coat, and as you can see, how pretty that's looking already. And I would just set that aside, okay, to dry. And it will need a second coat. But that's how easy using edible paint is. You could paint your roses gold or silver, you know, whatever colour you wanted. But that really is, if you're doing a golden wedding cake, a gold rose is always so, so, so pretty. Okay, so that's that. You can paint them. You can even, actually, while we're using the paint, let's get hold of a red rose, shall we? Now, I've not done this before, but I've seen it, so I'll try and replicate it. Just with a steady hand. You can even just do the edges in the gold. Again, it'll probably need a couple of coats, but you can even just go around the edges with the gold, the edges of the leaf, each leaf, and just... You can do that with powder as well and glitters, but just showing you of how effective it can look just by scratching the edges of the leaf. Go in the centre there. I'm doing this very quickly, as I say, for demonstration. But you see how it's picked up the gold accent? That's just on the rose, the red rose. Put that there for you to see. So that's that. Now, you can also add a little bit of bling. A bit of bling. So I've got some pearl white, and this is rainbow dust, and it's very, very fine, shimmery, glittery product, and it shows through. So whatever colour you put it on, it will show through. And the colour of, for example, this pink rose, let's do it on that. The colour of the pink won't be disturbed. You'll still see the pink. I'm just dusting the petals. And again, be very gentle with it. You don't want to destroy your rose. I don't know if it's picking up the shimmer and the luster there, but you can still see the pink. It doesn't lose it, but it has that beautiful iridescent glow, like that, like so. There's a nice sheen, and they look lovely on your cakes. That beautiful shimmer, a little bit of bling, can't beat it. And also, I'll just rub off my brush because it's been in the glitter. You can also use petal dust, and I'm going to show you. I think I'll show you with the. Shall I show you with the pink? How about you? Yeah. I'll show you with the pink. But this is a rose pink. I'm just going to put some in there for now because I don't need a lot. Be very careful with it because you don't want to tip it over, and a little goes a long way. So you just need a little touch, and I kind of like when you're doing your makeup, shake off the excess. See, could have knocked that off if it had a lid on it. I'll use this small rose here, or maybe a little bit bigger so you can see. Okay, I'm just going to put a little bit of colour. I'm going to use my finger for that. A little bit of colour in the inside of the petals, like that. See how that's colouring it? And it's just a light rose colour, and I'm dusting it in the middle. Can you see how that's picking up? And then if I wanted to, I can keep adding that colour. Being darker in the centre, I'd be darker in the centre, and as I go out, I would lighten that dust. Not as dark, okay? And that's as simple as that, can you see? And it just gives a two-tone effect. Just gives a two-tone effect. And you can make the whole of the rose. I might just push a little bit on the extremities. Just on there. Just here, there and everywhere. Yeah. Like that. See? See how pretty they all can look once you start. You can make them as pretty as you want. And I've got a yellow one here. You could put a little bit of yellow. Should I? Shall I? Am I going on too long? As I say, these are ideal for my beginners, and I'm always thinking of little tips and tricks for my beginners, because or anyone just thinking of getting into cake decorating, because roses don't have to be complicated, as you've just been shown. They can be as simple as that. I'm going to use a little bit of yellow here, just to show you. I'm putting a little there inside, just inside the cup. It's like a sunshine yellow. Just bring it up. I don't know if you can pick up. And again, I'm going to start strong in the centre, dusting it in, because that's where it would be darker, like that. And if you've put too much on, just keep, with a clean brush, just brush in and it'll fade it down a little. It'll fade it down. Can you see how pretty that looks? As I say. And then if you wanted to, you can then just very gently add a little bit of that yellow, not as dark, but just catching the edges of your rose, like so. And there you have it. Oh, you can dust the complete thing, but see how pretty. You're just changing the concept. You're changing the look of the rose, and especially if you're wanting it to coordinate. So you could make white roses, but say you need a gold accent, you could add a little bit of gold luster in there, or a little bit of gold inside the rose, or paint the entire rose gold. You know, you can coordinate, or if there's a lot of silver, you can put a silver sparkle. That's a pearl sparkle. But you could put a silver sparkle. You know, it can change as you to fit your cake desires. Well, thank you for your time. Please hit like if you like the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you do have any questions, or if there's anything in particular you want to see me make, especially in fondant, then please message below and I can help you as much. I will help you as much as I can, or even do a tutorial to show you. I hope you love my roses. They are so pretty, as I say. They're all different. Some shimmering there. Looking rather pretty, aren't they? They're looking rather pretty, I have to say. They're looking rather scrummy. Scrummy. And I will be doing some more tutorials coming soon. A lot of baking ones coming up. Obviously, I've got my new Christmas cake. I'm going to be making a naked Christmas cake. It's going to have my homemade marzipan on there. So click that bell because it's coming up at the end of this month. I'm also going to be making some cupcakes with a twist. I've found a new ingredient and I love it. I love it. And I'm going to make them and you're going to love it. I do like experimenting when I'm cooking, but when I find something special, I want to share it. So I will be doing a tutorial on that. And thanks for your time. Bye.